Hi everyone, I'm Itai, co-founder and CEO of Cool Cousin. Very excited to be here. Cool Cousin is a VC-backed company launched in 2016. And I'm going to tell you a bit about what we're doing and what our vision is and where we're going from here. So the quote behind me you see now is from a LA Times article from about a year ago. And as you can see, the reporter had a great time using Cool Cousin. And she wasn't the only one, because New York Times actually crowned Cool Cousin as a must-have app for travelers. The Guardian, National Geographic, TechCrunch, all of those placed Cool Cousin in the 10 best travel apps available. USA Today readers voted for Cool Cousin to be one of the best new travel app for 2017. And more, actually, a few weeks ago, Apple App Store editors placed Cool Cousin as one of their favorites travel apps, right next to Airbnb, TripAdvisor, and Hopper. But I think that even more important than that is that the fact that Cool Cousin have more than 500,000, more than 500,000 travelers have used Cool Cousin so far, and it's growing in a double-digit numbers every month. Cool Cousin has 80% organic growth with more than 1,000 local contributors. In the pipeline, we have more than 5,000 local contributors. We have hundreds of 5 stars ranked on the app stores, and we're available in more than 65. Actually, now it's more than 70 cities around the world. We launch city every 4 to 5 days on average. Yes, that's the 5 stars. Now, in this $2.3 trillion industry, Cool Cousin is really something fresh and unbiased to solve some of the problems in the travel industry. And taking a look at all those numbers, I guess that right now you're probably asking yourself, A, what does Cool Cousin do? And B, how come if everything is so great and so amazing, what is this nice guy wasting his time here rather than meeting VCs, raising shitloads of dollars in the good old-fashioned way? Well, I'm going to give you a little spoiler here. The honest answer is because it's the right thing to do, and I'm going to explain why. So, sorry. So let me take you for a short detour. 2 years ago, when my co-founders and I launched Cool Cousin as an antidote to often experienced frustration by travelers and people around the world while planning their trip. We saw how people are trying to find reliable sources of information, how they conduct searches in the web, how they cross-check references to find the right things to do, the best things to find, the most important things and things that suit you, your taste, and your needs. And eventually they find themselves finding someone trying to sell them something. And that's a very challenging task, because finding trustworthy information in the travel space, it's difficult. Now, we're talking about travel. Travel was fun 50 years ago, it's fun today, and we're not talking about like a real deep problem, but still, this is a huge industry, and this is a huge problem. So what do people do? I guess you've seen posts like this many times on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. Like, they reach out to their friends, because whenever you have a friend in a place that you're about to visit, it changes completely the experience that you have of your trip. How come? Because that friend, he knows you. He knows what you like. You're going to pinpoint exactly what to do, what to avoid, and how to manage your time in a new destination. And we wanted to facilitate that exact behavior. The problem is that you don't have a friend like this in any place you travel to. And we want to be that friend, that like-minded person who can pinpoint, who can help you get the best out of your time. And that's Cool Cousin. Cool Cousin, how does it work? Let me show you in just a second. We have, I told you, about more than 70 territories, cities around the world. And our travelers just have to browse our community of cousins. Here in London, I invite all of you to download our iOS app or just use our web app. We have more than 70 Cool Cousins in London. you can really enjoy this community. You just browse them, you go through their bios, you can filter them by age, by gender, by interest, whatever you want. And whenever you find someone, you can take more than one, by the way. Whenever you find one you like, you just grab his curated city guide for the city. You're going to get a map with at least 25 spots on a map. And on each and every recommendation, you're going to get his personal perspective on how to experience the place, which gives you like, basically you can tap into his mind and enjoy his city exactly the same way he loves it. But that's nice. But the magic happens in the messaging feature. Basically, you can message all those cousins directly from our app. And I invite you, I challenge you to do so. You'll be surprised how amazing it is. Because you reach out, people reach out to them, asking them tons of questions. I'm going to get there in a second. And they answer. And that's an amazing experience for people. And we started speaking about the messaging, and I'm going to elaborate on that because I think that's what's most important and what's more interesting about the Cool Cousin service. So let's see about what do travelers and cousins talk about. Well, 15% of all conversations happens prior to the trip. Hence, they want to see if the time is right, if there is any special holiday that they should know about before they book their flight, whatever. 25% of all conversations are about accommodation, but not in a sense of a specific hotel recommendation, rather than in which neighborhood should I stay at. I'm coming with my 3-year-old son, I want to stay next to a park, is there a decent place? I don't know, tons of questions. To be honest, on the way here, a cousin in Berlin just texted me that she just helped another traveler to organize his proposal to his girlfriend. So they have tons of questions, different and crazy things. But going back, 16% of all conversations are about different concerns. Concerns are anything ranging from we're two female traveler visiting London. We want to know if it's safe to use the underground during nighttime, and other can ask about scoring tickets to a Chelsea soccer match in a reasonable costs. Now, that's very interesting about Cool Cousin, but I'm going to tell you something that's even more outrageous. Millennials use travel agents. That's like, yeah, I see the faces. I was like blown away when I heard it, but I'm going to just show you the numbers so you'll trust me. So according to MMGY, which is a totally legit organization, 34% out of American millennials have used travel agents during 2016. Why? They did it not due to their booking skills, because booking is easy, you don't need them. They did it for two main reasons: clarity and curation. There's just too much information out there, and they can't handle it. They know how much time it takes. Actually, an average millennial will will go through 28 websites in 76 online sessions during a period of 53 days before he'll make a decision. So they value time, they value great experiences, and they are and they're willing to pay for that service. Now, looking at the MMGY results and going back to the things I told you about the conversations between travelers and cousins, you see something very nice here. Because our travelers use our cousins as a new form of a travel agent. Because the travel agent is back, I told you that. But the biggest asset of a travel agent nowadays is his local knowledge. And who has the best local knowledge? Our cousins. They have the best local knowledge. So if Airbnb took someone with an extra room and taught him how to be a host, not an hotelier, we're in the same position to take someone with hard-earned city knowledge and turn them into a new and refined and improved way of a travel agent. And that's Cool Cousin. And our vision was always about not being just a discovery app. Our vision was always about, we envisioned Cool Cousin as a decentralized peer-to-peer travel agency. So, I guess that now you're asking yourself, okay, you build a company, You build a product people love. Still, what are you doing here? So I'm going to get to the big question, the big S question. Oh, I'm like right in the middle, and so I have to run. So the big question is scale. How do we keep providing this personalized, very boutique service while keeping it unbiased and affordable to all? That's a huge question. And that's where we introduced Kaz. So Kaz is the cool cousin utility token. It's based on the Ethereum network. And it's meant to build basically the autonomous community. And by autonomous community, I mean the community that runs itself. It's responsible for quality, for content, for validation, for everything. Why? Because it solves basically 3 of the most challenging challenges that we have. First one is an unbiased platform. When the community is responsible for content and it doesn't being interrupted by commercial agendas of the company, it can stay and build a reliable content. The second one is fast growth. When we delegate the growth of the community to the community, we don't have to build a giant content department and community department in the company, which allows us to be much more lightweight with reduced overhead costs. And which leads me to the next point, which is to make it affordable. So we've reduced costs from building the internal mechanism to support the community. And on the other end, we use crypto blockchain potential for micropayments and from money wire from all over the world to create it an affordable service. We bring something that was was used only by luxury and business travelers to the mainstream. So autonomous community, affordable services, unbiased platform, and fast growth. Now, right now, as we speak, it's like a minute and I'm done. Right now, as we speak, we have more than 3,000 actions in the platform, daily actions that just waiting to be tokenized. We're about to build an internal economy between travelers and locals, while basically allowing a new source of income for locals to monetize their hard-earned city knowledge. Cool Cousin is not a nice idea on a page or something that we have to sketch out. Cool Cousin is a real company. All of these people are right now working in Tel Aviv, building and developing some of the features I just showed you. And that's why right after our ICO, Kaz will be available for use in all of those places. When you see it, our timeline is, we announced ICO a week ago. The crowd sale is about to be in the first week of April. I'm not going to blurb more about it. You can ask me questions. I'm covered just a half of it, but thank you very much.
Very good.